Welcome to Upturn, the podcast where we go beyond discussing success and delve into stories that are rarely talked about.
We share honest stories about failing, hitting low points, and most importantly, a turning point when someone decides, this is it, no more BS. I'm getting my life back on track now.
So get inspired by authentic voices who choose to climb back up when life knocked them down. This is your place for honest conversations, recognition, and powerful upturns. Let's rise together.
Hi, and welcome to this next episode of the Upturn podcast. I'm your host today, Steph, and I'm here today with Aurora Yap, and she is one of the authors of the next Upturn book, all about authenticity. Hi, and welcome, and maybe you'd like to tell us what you do.
Hi, good afternoon, Stephanie. Well, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm very excited and nervous at the same time, being this being my first podcast. And so I'm really looking forward to talking about my book and the story and uh, being being on this podcast.
Yeah, so can you tell us a bit about yourself before we start? Because I know you a little bit, but everyone listening still is very new to you, probably.
Yeah. Also, my name is Aurora. I'm half Japanese, half mix of Indonesian, Chinese, and Dutch. So I'm like this whole patchwork of different cultures. I live in the Netherlands, and I grew up here since I was 2. I'm married, don't have any kids. Um, but yeah, life had a big turn for me 2 years ago, when I went into uh, the COVID area. I got long COVID, and I went through a lot of different emotions during that time, and overcoming those things has been quite a motivation, quite an eye opener, and that's how I got introduced to Upturn, because I really wanted to bring my story out there. Uh, and also because I'm such a fan of stories myself, like growing up with fairy tales, with the Japanese animes,
Mm.
mangas, and I just love movies. I love stories. I'm such a daydreamer, and like all these stories fueled it and also just broaden my horizon. So writing something to yeah, to release my story, to release my emotions. Uh, and instead of keeping it to myself, I thought, hey, why not just bring it out into the world myself? You know? So it's yeah, so I'm still a bit nervous.
It's okay, you're doing great. I think that's a beautiful motivation because that's why we read stories, even if and I'm afraid to say, even if it's just a fairy tale. I'm a huge fan of fantasy, so I would never call
Mm.
something just a fantasy or a fairy tale. But it's not just an escapism stories. They teach you something. They help you to see the world differently. So wanting to share your story, and I've read it. I read your story. I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think what you've been through it can be a huge help for people going through something similar.
Yeah, yeah. Because when you go through something hard, you always think like, oh, I must be the only one going through it, because
Yeah.
the rest of the world, they have like everyone looks happy, or if you look at Instagram, like everything, all their lives look perfect. And then when you look at your own life, you start to realize, oh, wait, this is wrong, this is wrong. And I'm alone in this. But
Yeah.
by reading stories, you start to realize that, well, maybe there's more to it than just me being alone and locked up in this hardship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that you are also into this whole fantasy thing, because yeah,
Yeah.
you might think like, oh, fiction is not real, so why would I read it? What is the meaning of those kind of stories? And well, the beauty of fiction is that the aspect of emotions and going through something
Yes.
that maybe we might not realize in first glance, but it creates like this little bit of magic that makes you realize things in your own life. Like, how can I do it in this way? How has this main character overcome this? Would it work in my world or
Yes.
in my reality? So yeah.
Yeah, and I think what I love about stories is that if you're in your own story and you keep it very close to you because you're scared,
Mm,
because you feel like it's just me, no one else has this, I'm overreacting, which is the worst thing you can say to yourself.
yeah.
It
Mm.
holds so much power over you. But as soon as you share it or you read someone else's story, it starts to crack, it starts to open up, and it gives space for healing, for light to come in.
Yeah, because what we also have to realize as you human beings, we have to rely on each other. You cannot
Yes.
face the world on your own. You cannot do anything on your own. You have to rely on other people. And that's also true with sharing your emotions, the hardship and the good things in your life. You need to have someone there who can support you, who will be your cheerleader. And that might be the most biggest hurdle someone can have when they think that when you're alone in the world and you're the only one going through this hardship or this pain. Like, who do I rely on?
Yeah. And I think
And
sharing stories is a beautiful tool to
that
help anyone, the
is
one sharing it and the one
for
reading
sure,
it.
for sure. So,
So, so go ahead.
no, so this year when I entered the Upturn and just starting to write, it really helped me. So that in itself, just writing, just having a journal, even if it's only for 10 minutes a day, it's already then you become your own kind of cheerleader. Because when you write
Yes.
the things and you read it again, like, oh, wait a second, I can just solve it like this. Like, oh, did I say that back in the day? So, or when you rewrite those things and you're like, oh, wait, I can cheer up. So writing itself as for Upturn has also been how do you call it? Like a healing process.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you mentioned journaling because I journal a lot as well. Um, and sometimes I've been into coaching sessions where they ask a question and your mind just goes completely blank. It just you have no idea
Mm.
how to respond. But as soon as you sit down and you journal about it, it's like you can access a whole different level of your subconscious, and
Yeah.
it just comes flowing out. And you're like, well, why didn't I think of it? But it just helps. It just helps to remove all the noise. I love it. It's the best tool ever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you described it so perfectly. Yeah, to see through the noise.
Yes.
Because when you're just stuck in your head and in your own world, yeah, it's a lot going on, so a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts,
Mm.
and sometimes it's hard to decipher the truth in it. And journaling and writing, even if it's for 10 minutes, really, guys, I really encourage everyone to do this. It will
And one
help
of
you
the
so
best things
much.
I always say to people, if you're afraid to write it down because someone else might read it, just set it on fire afterwards.
Yeah.
Do it safe, but set it on fire.
Yes, yes, do it safely.
So,
Right.
in your Upturn story, you talk about your own Upturn. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so my upturn has been uh, after a long period of going down. And I started when I lost I have to start when I started going downhill was when I was at the age of 7. It's quite young and not having a release for my my fears and for my sadness. I started to turn more inwards. I started to hide it. And for around 28 years, I've kept it up, trying to hide it, not letting anyone else show my sad side. Because somehow I'd convinced myself like I'm not allowed to cry because it's a weakness. And once you show weakness to another person, they will take advantage of it. So living that with that kind of atmosphere or bubble for such a long
Mm.
time, uh, you can imagine that also the upturn um, will take a bit more time. But
Yes.
there was just small moments in my life that just brought me to this big realization on how to turn it over. Uh, so I'm still going in this direction, going upwards during this whole upturn process. And it's been so warm. Like the people that I've met, but also me looking at myself, just looking at myself in the mirror and realizing like how much I've changed in just 2 years. Because when I had the long COVID, I started to go downhill again. Because this whole idea of not being able to do anything that I liked, not having the energy to do
Mhm.
normal things, basic things in your life, like going up and down the stairs, everything became so hard. So at a certain point, I was also thinking, I came back into this bubble of, yeah, what is there in my life? What, like, I'm completely useless.
That must have
So
been really hard.
that was a really hard moment. But luckily at that moment, I had someone next to me, and I told him this emotion. It's my husband. I told him that, like, honey, this is what I'm feeling. I've been hiding it, and I've been hiding it behind a smile, and maybe you think everything was fine, but at the moment when I just threw out everything that was, what I was thinking and what I was feeling, he didn't criticize me. And I'm so grateful for that. He didn't criticize me at all. Instead, he just said, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here.
That's beautiful.
And such a wonderful feeling to hear that. You don't
Yeah.
have, you don't need the solutions for it at the moment, but just the fact that someone is wanting to be with you, to listen to you, and to cheer you up, So that's such a good thing to have. So if you, so for all the people who are also going through hardships and you just don't know what to feel anymore, find someone that you can rely on.
Yes.
And that person doesn't need to come with solutions, doesn't need to say anything, just him being there uh, and supporting you. That's such a good thing to have. And I think that was my biggest realization that I needed to step up my game.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful. And I think you're saying it, what you're saying is that just having someone there, and I've noticed it myself, just having someone say it will be all right, and thank you for telling me, and here's a cup of tea. That's
Yeah.
just, that makes all the difference in the world. And just your husband doing that, you married a good one. That's the
I'm
that's the
sure
best
it is. I'm
that's
so
the best
grateful.
response.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the good things in my life have actually come from other people supporting me. And all those little things of what people have done it to me, like even just praying, all the small steps will bring you upwards. But you gotta reach out and you
Yeah.
need to also come back to yourself. And that's also what my upturn story is going to be about, is the idea of homecoming. Because when I grew up with all those stories and fairy tales, right? You have this main character, he
Mm.
has this magic sword or magic weapon or something to uh to defeat the evil demon lord or the evil
Oh yes.
mothers, the stepmothers, so and you've so I always felt like I wasn't the main character in my own story. Like I was not important. So my story was not worth being heard, being read. Because who am I? I'm not the main character. I'm just some kind of side character that would die somewhere along the way or not even be mentioned in this book. So how would I be able to defeat this dragon? And oh, let me think, where was I going?
No worries. But it's funny that the way you put it, saying that I'm just a side character in someone else's book, but even the
Mm,
side character is the main character in his own story.
yeah, yeah.
It's
But
just
I just
not the
didn't
point of
realize
view.
it. I just didn't realize it that way. And and that's when I talk with you about it, Stephanie, you can say it so clearly to me, right? But at that moment, I wasn't
Yeah.
talking about these emotions to anyone. If I had, probably someone would have said the same thing as you. Like, no, you are the main character of your own story. So I think that's also important for people to hear it. You're writing your own story. You're writing your own
Yes.
path. And we all are in our own way, in our own path. So you shouldn't be comparing your own story to that of others. Um,
No, but I can see why
mm,
in the society that we live in, it
yeah,
happens
it
because
does.
we measure success outwards. We measure success based on what others have that we don't have. And so often, and I've noticed it myself as well, that we focus on what we don't have. And we
Mm,
put all the negative things away because they are not allowed. But I think you realize as well from reading your stories that when you actually show the things that are inside of you, it actually creates more connection to the people around you.
yeah, yeah, it does. It comes back to what I said before, is that as human beings, we're connected. We
Yes.
have bonds, and those bonds are important to have because that in the end will decide whether you could defeat this evil demon lord or this dragon coming up in your own stories. And you may feel small, but once you start to realize all the good things that you have, all the
Yeah.
good people that are there for you, like how much more powerful you can become if you're not on your own.
And
All
I think,
stories about connection.
yes,
Yeah.
and I love that you use the metaphor for a dragon or an evil overlord or something. Well, in reality, most of the time, that evil thing, and I'm going to say evil in brackets for anyone watching the video,
Mm,
is yourself isolating yourself. Are the negative stories that you tell yourself that are actually not most of the time not even true.
yeah. But in your world, it does feel real, right?
I'm big. It feels big.
It feels big. It's only after realizing, yeah, sometimes really simple things that you have someone near you that can help you, and then suddenly the dragon becomes like a small kitten,
Yeah, or a baby
right?
salamander.
Or a baby salamander, and you think, oh, was I so afraid of that? For real? But overcoming this hurdle, it's always a challenge.
It is.
It is, and everyone is going through their own dragons.
I think
And
that dragons are also very necessary because
mm,
if there are no dragons in your life, then
mhm.
how would you measure growth? How would you measure the good things versus the things that you don't want? And I mean, I do have a child, and I see him battling his own dragons, being afraid of little insects and bugs, and growing to a place where he can now just sit and stare at a bush to look at a bee. And it goes in phases, but he's facing his own dragons and overcoming them and making them smaller. And I think that's a very natural part of growth.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful how you said that. It is. It is. It is. You might be afraid to challenge yourself, or yeah, to to um to get into this kind of battles.
Yeah.
It can be scary for sure. But once you've learned to overcome it, the next time you see the same dragon, he will be smaller and smaller and smaller
As,
until you're like, oh, I'm already used to it. I know how to handle this.
and sometimes he tries to trick you by wearing a different coat.
Oh, yeah, there. Yeah, it's
They,
a tricky thing. But yeah, growth comes from overcoming challenges. And I think also like the story of the Hobbit, it's a good I like something so simple like going on an adventure
yes,
and then coming back home and then realizing how much you have changed. That first step of saying yes, I will go on onto this journey, it will change.
absolutely. So if you look at the past 2 years where you've been on your own journey, what do you think is your biggest insight?
It's a good question. I think for me it has been to to love myself. That was my biggest insight because for years or maybe my entire life I've never once said to myself, I love me. I love myself. I always thought it needed to come from the outside,
Mm,
that love is something that you deserve or you didn't. And this year, um, and in my story for Upturn, I've come to the realization like it's also something that I can give myself.
yeah, you don't need to earn it.
You don't need to earn it. You already, just by living, by breathing, being there, everything that's good, you deserve it already. Every good thing in your life, you deserve it.
That's beautiful. And it ties in so
Mm.
beautifully with the theme of your story about coming home to yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, this the coming home for yourself has been uh like a metaphor for me. This journey that I've uh been on is like I was hiding from myself. I was running away from myself. I just thought like all I needed was to be this perfect picture that people wanted me to be, whatever other people wanted me to be. I needed to be that and not myself. Everything but myself. And this idea of what we say also in like this Asian culture is that your body houses your soul, it houses your emotions. So this idea of a house that is right here in your heart, in yourself, if you don't take care of it, of course this house will start to uh, break down, start to get ugly and
Mm,
messy. And the more you look at your own self and think like, oh, look how messy it is. Look how ugly it is.
it could just get worse.
It will just get worse. You just keep running away because in no point, uh, you start to realize like, wait, I need to clean it up. You just think, oh, I just need to run away from it. It's
Yeah.
easy, right? Not to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this ugly part of me. It's just ignored and just focus on something else. But yeah, you don't realize that you're just creating clutter for yourself. And this idea of coming home means also that you need to start realizing all that you need to start cleaning all this clutter up as well. Because if you keep it clean, if you keep it healthy, You know, at the end of the journey, at the end of each battle, where do you come home to?
Yourself.
Yeah, you need to come home to yourself. You need to have this place where you're safe and just and relax and enjoy the ride that you've been on to. And if you don't have a place, the only thing you can do is you keep running. The only
Yeah.
thing you'll be focused on is surviving out there in the wild, but never returning to this place where you feel safe. And yeah, my story for Upturn is mostly about that and how we can achieve it uh, in the little things.
That's beautiful. So I think you probably notice a shift then as well for yourself. If you have time and you're alone at home, that it feels much nicer to be with yourself now.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh, Stephanie, for sure, for sure. Just enjoying the little things, just being yourself.
Mm.
The thing that I didn't like about myself the most was that I was such a daydreamer. I like to feel all these different emotions, like hearing songs, the emotions in it, the stories. I loved it, but I kept telling myself that was the most ugly part of me. Having these emotions was the most ugly part of me. And I felt like I was always the crybaby. And people kept telling me that I should stop it. I wasn't allowed to cry. So having this sadness in me became my ugliest part. Crying became my ugliest part. Something that I never wanted to do, that I never dared to do. And now I'm starting to learn that it's okay. Because it will let others know that I'm going through something. Sometimes I cry from happiness, or it's not always sadness. You have tears of sadness, but you also have tears of joy. But it's okay. It's okay to show your emotions. That's that is also the beauty of being human.
Absolutely. I think emotions are the best part of people. Feeling deeply, being touched by a song, a piece of art, a hug, and
Yeah,
letting that stir up emotions. I think that makes you a very strong, amazing human being.
yeah, it does. And I've come to realize that me being I'm such yeah, I'm I'm more of like an empath kind of
Mm,
person. I really like to connect with people and sharing the emotions that they have. That's also the part why I really like stories. Because in the work that I do now, I work at a like a communal hospital. I'm not really sure the word for it, but it's a hospital setting for people over 65 years old. And the treasures that they bring in the stories.
oh,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah, I loved it. The best part of my day is when I would just sit in the afternoon having a cup of tea or coffee with them, and they would tell me all their stories, the wisdoms, the things that they went through. And then the empath in me is like, oh, I want to know what were they feeling. I can just totally picture it. And I have to say that I think that might have been now that is my greatest strength.
It is.
And it can still become something much more bigger. And I'm starting to embrace it more. So instead of hiding my emotions, I've learned to accept them, uh, not being afraid to show them. Though you do have to mind sometimes the timing of things, but
Yes,
um, but at a certain point you have to let it out. One way is journaling, one way is making music, whatever works for you, you know. And yeah, the thing that I thought was my biggest weakness is my biggest strength. Having this feeling, going through them, and being captivated by someone else. And I love the moment when they would also tell me later on, like, oh, Aurora, I was so grateful that you were there. Of course, it's a good thing that you're there for the helping with the wounds or helping them come out of bed. But the part that they remember me by was always that I shared moments with them, that I was willing to listen to who they were, that I was able to see who they were, and not just a patient or someone passing by in your life. So yeah, the empath in me, the crybaby in me, all are parts of me that I'm starting to love, and they will be my strength for the future to come.
Yeah, and I think it's really brave as well, because I can bet there are a lot of people listening who feel the same, who have the same feelings, who also suppress that, and who just really need an example of someone going through that and going, but it's actually my biggest strength. So I think looking at your Upturn story, I think the story really, really shows what you're saying here. And I think that will help a lot of people to embrace their softer side and to actually see it as a strength, because not all strengths need to be hard.
No, no, not all strengths need to be loud, needs to be shown out there.
Oh
And
yes.
yeah, because I'm a quiet person and really calm, but that in itself is already something what somebody would need. You know,
Yes.
everything that makes you is beautiful, and it can definitely make the world better. So I do hope that my story will reach the people who really need it, need to hear it, and hope it will help them shine.
I really
In the
think it
end,
will.
yeah. So in the end, that's what my motivation really is for the story. I'm really there to help other people shine. It's what I'm good at. It's also what I love to do. So um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this story being out there in the world. My own
Yes.
baby.
Yes, and it will be out on October the 23rd. Then is the book launch.
Mhm.
So I think you can, by the time this podcast goes up, people can already pre-order it on the website. And we have a whole bunch of amazing stories next to yours. I've read almost all of them, still need a few to read. Um,
Mm.
but I think your story, what you just shared today, really shows people what it's like to be authentically yourself and how to turn that into a strength, even when there's a big part of your life where it felt like a weakness and you were at a very low point. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Um, I will link in the show notes to the book, to Upturn 3, if anyone wants to pre-order it already, which would be amazing, because stories like yours
Yeah,
just really need to be read.
please do. All the stories are so good.
They
They're
are, they really are.
all themed around authenticity. So there's something for everyone in their
Yes.
different parts of their life. Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh, no,
And
thank you, Stephanie, for having me. Oh my God, I love that I could be here. And like this one was also one of the hurdles. This was definitely one of the hurdles being on a podcast, but in the end, I'm so happy you had me here and I could
you
tell the
did
story.
amazing. For your first podcast, you completely aced it.
Yes. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um, and for anyone listening, we'll catch you on the next episode. So you just listened to Aurora's beautiful story about her upturn and how she felt that she was completely alone in going through hardship and that she had to hide all those parts of herself. And if anyone who's listening to this podcast has listened to other podcasts, you will hear Yanni and I talk about this in the very first podcast where you struggled as well. So I think it's a very unified message that a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, I really think it is. And the craziest part is that I didn't realize it at the time. Aurora didn't realize it at that
No.
time. And even when I listened to her podcast and she said that, like, I really thought I was the only one. Again, my chills were raising. I was like, how is it possible? How is it possible that we can feel that way? And so many people do. So many people do. And that's so the importance of speaking out, speaking up. And the importance of that's the reason why we with Upturn, we share those stories. Not only the success, but especially those stories because people need to know they are not alone. And yeah, for Aurora, I think she's so super brave. And
She is.
she has such a big heart. And she's talking about that everybody has a diamond in themselves, but she felt like a stone for so long.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, this is so visual also. And then also sharing like the diamond has all, when you need to make it clear, to make it shine, it
Yeah.
needs to go through some kind of hardship or troubles.
Yes.
And nobody wants
Polishing
hardship,
is
right?
rough.
Yeah,
Polishing is rough, yeah.
yeah, but in the end, it's always worth it, always. But you can only see it in the end. And I think
Yes.
with Aurora, it's so strong that she has the courage for herself to, because she really came out of a deep place. And um, even in her story, she goes a little bit deeper on it. And it's really like you're just like glued to the story, like, oh my God, you just want to grab her and hug her and say, hey, it will
Yeah.
be fine, right? But coming from there and now having the guts to stand up to herself and maybe a little bit looking, hey, what should I do? But who knows everything? We both don't know. Even you and I, we're just doing our best. And I don't know what it's about you, but I'm doubting all the time.
Oh,
But
yes.
still,
Yeah.
yeah, but still we show up. And that's what she did. She showed up. And it's so important because she showed up not only for herself, but also for other people to
Yeah.
reach that hand and say, hey, if you are in that dark place and you feel like you're the only one messing up, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's chills again. Oh my goodness. And Aurora is so powerful in helping and connecting on such a low, sweet, easy level. And I think when somebody is lost, that's what we need. We cannot shout when you're lost. You
No.
don't know which way to go. So yeah, that little princess with the mouse that she's talking about in her story,
Yes.
then it's like, so that's cute enough to sit next to you and open up and say, hey, you just, and when you hear this and feel like this, all you need to do is just raise your head a little bit and allow her to connect with you. And yeah, all what you have to do is reach out to her. If you just say hi or just wave, that's all that's needed. And she will pick that conversation up because she will recognize the cry of help in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And also go at your own pace. I think
Yep.
that's really important too. I think in the current society, we don't get to talk about struggle a lot still. It's still a very taboo-ish thing. And then when you start to break the taboo, you have to really go at your own pace. So if for now it's only reading her story and feel that connection and feel that you're not alone by reading her words, that can be enough. But if your next step is to reach out to her and to make the actual connection, do it because you will not regret it, but do it at your own pace.
Totally agree. Beautiful.
And then we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Upturn podcast.
Did we make you hungry for your own upturn in life? Check out the website in the show notes for your next step to create your own purpose-driven life.